guys, it's Nurse J at Nursing the Truth, and I'm back again with the second video today. So I hope you watch what is the real significance of the Ugarit Tablets, and really what does the Ugarit Tablets have to do with the Bible? It is a massive cover-up, and as you watch that video, it will be exposed. And you can go on theology.edu and read all about it, my friends. So, why is it so important to us? Because we've been fed a bunch of lies. And once we come to realize this, that our mind is opened to receive real truth. And we can decipher what is a lie and what is a truth. Thanks to Thoth. So, in the Ugarit Tablets at Ras Shamra in Syria, which was an old Canaanite town, we had the, quote, Israelites, or whoever those people were. And they dug up these tablets and they said, ooh, there is such a great parallel to these Ugarit Tablets in the Bible. It's almost unbelievable. Now, is everyone familiar with the book of Job in the Old Testament? Actually, Job is the oldest story or book in the Old Testament. That's right, you friends. Not Genesis, not Exodus, not Leviticus, and not Numbers. But it is Job. So my friends, we do have a story today. And it is called The Legend of Keret. K-E-R-E-T, also known as the Epic of King Keret. This is an ancient Ugaritic poem dated to the late Bronze Age, around 1500 to 1200 BCE, and it recounts the myth of this king of Huber, H-U-B-U-R. Now, in this epic, it was found in 3 rectangular clay tablets. And like I said, it was excavated by the French archaeologist between 1930 and 1931. The text is written in cuneiform tablets. Not all the tablets were recovered, well preserved, and some of the tablets containing the ending of the story appeared to be missing. The tablets were inscribed by Ilimku, a high priest who was also the scribe for the myth of Baal, a part of the Baal cycle myth, and the legend of Aqhat, A-Q-H-A-T, and 2 other famous Ugaritic poems were discovered. Now, this king, despite being reputed to be a son of the great god El himself, was struck with many misfortunes. Although he had 7 wives, they all either died in childbirth or various diseases or deserted him, and he had no surviving children. Now, while his mother had 8 sons, Keret was the only one to survive, and he had no family members to succeed him and saw his dynasty in ruin. So, Keret has no heir. So he prayed and lamented his plight, and in his sleep, the wonderful, benevolent, the god El appeared to him, who begged El for an heir. And El told Keret that he should make war against the kingdom of Udum and demand that the daughter of King Pubala of Udum be given to him as a wife, refusing offers of silver and gold as a price of peace. Now, Keret followed El's advice, and he set out for Aldum with a great army. Now, along the way, he stopped at a shrine of Atharat, which in Egyptian is an equivalent to Hathor, and the goddess of the sea, and prayed to her, promising to give her a great tribute in gold and silver if his mission succeeded. Oh, so now we see how the story's going. El's letting him go, but then he stops and he prays to another goddess. And Keret laid siege to Adum and eventually prevailed and forced King Puubla to give his daughter. And they were married. And she bore him 2 sons and 6 daughters. However, Keret reneged on his promise to give the goddess Atharat to pay her gold and silver after his marriage. Now, at this point in the story, due to damage, when the story resumes, Keret's children are grown. The goddess Atharat grew angry at Keret's broken promise and struck him with a deadly illness. Keret's family wept and prayed for him. His youngest son, Elihu, complained that a man who was said to be the son of the great god El himself should not be allowed to die. Keret asked for only his daughter, Tatmenat, whose passion was the strongest, to pray to the gods for him, as Tatmenat prayed and wailed, and the land first grew dry and barren, but eventually was watered by great rain. At the time, the gods were debating Keret's fate. Upon learning of Keret's broken promise to Atharat, El took Keret's side and said that Keret's vow was unreasonable and that Keret should not be held to it. El then asked if any of the other gods could cure Keret, but none were willing to do so. Then El performed some divine magic himself and created a winged woman, Shatakwitu, with the power to heal Keret. Shatakwitu cooled Keret's fever and cured him of a sickness, and in 2 days, Keret recovered and resumed his throne. Then Yeseb, Keret's oldest son, approached Keret and accused him of being lazy and unworthy of the throne and demanded that Keret abdicate. Keret grew angry and cast a terrible curse on Yasub, asking Horanu, the master of demons, to smash Yasub's skull. At this point, the story breaks and the ending of the text appears to be missing. While the end of the legend is unknown, many scholars assume that afterwards Keret lost all his children, except one daughter, who became his sole heir. So, let's talk about it. Job and Keret. Now, as we know, Job was rich. He had so much land, animals, vegetation, money. That shows sign of a great king warrior. So then you have this Yahweh. And you have this little Satan, the Hasatan. And really, in Hebrew, Satan only means an adversary. Not what we have today as our Satan, the mind, games. Satan, in the story of Job, was only doing what Yahweh told him to do. So we have Job in the story, of course. Satan says, what about your servant Job? Yahweh goes, oh, perfect. Sounds like Satan. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's kill all of his livestock. Let's kill his family. Let's take away everything he has and let's put spoils and sores and let the dogs lick them. Sounds like a nice story, doesn't it? And then Job's wife goes, curse God, Job. No, I will not curse God. So you're sitting there going, but God is the one that is allowing this to happen. So why can't you get mad? You have human emotions. Why can't you question? Because the church doesn't want you to. So, the story is exactly as correct. This king that lost things. But the funny thing about it, there was no Satan. There was no Satan in the Ugarit Tablets to be a thorn in Yahweh's side, as the little thorn is in Paul's side, making him do things he doesn't want to do. So, there's similarities, I've told you. And people are not, they can read archaeology, they can read the tablets, but they're not like going, well, damn, that sounds just like blah, 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 blah. That sounds like this other story. Everybody has already been saying that these texts, there's similarities between these two. And you've got this king who loses all his wives and children to various disasters. He weeps. He cries out to God. Okay? He falls ill. And so, because he didn't cuss God, and because he was doing this, God gives him everything back. That's the Job story. See, Job in the God story in particular wrestles with the questions of justice and suffering and divine involvement in the world on a profound level. Wow, Keret does none of this. And it's funny because in the Job story you have this little Satan. Where you been, Satan? Well, I've been going to and fro, seeking, who I can devour. Okay. That was put in centuries later. Okay. Because at that particular time, that stuff wasn't being spread all over the place. So, and it's funny because in Job, Satan says, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. And so went forth Satan from the presence of Yahweh and smote Job with boils. Because that's what Yahweh wanted him to do. See, the devil, quoting these stories, he never does anything by himself. He's told what to do by this entity. But even though I don't believe in all this. So, that's the deal. That's the deal. That's the deal. So, Keret, the Ugarit Tablets, is the same as Job in the Bible. They've spun it around, had fun with it, put in a little red man with a pitchfork and a long tail and grueling teeth, and made Yahweh look like a badass. But in Keret, El, the benevolent, loving El, in the Canaanite pantheon, you can look this up for yourself. They said that El was a loving, compassionate God. But why would the Hebrews, Jews, Israelites, whoever the hell they are, why would they want to make Yahweh look like a hellacious being? Because I've already told you, Yahweh is a twofold brotherhood. Enki and Enlil fighting for superiority. Enki is the father of mankind, and he did not require sacrifice. So until then, I hope you have enjoyed this video of King Keret and Job being one of the same. And no, my truth seekers, little Satan wasn't in the King Keret story. The wife didn't say to curse God. And El healed our little Keret through the winged goddess, and she took away his fever. Hope you've enjoyed this. Check it out. And this story is found on let's see. Let me get it for you. TheFullWiki.org. TheFullWiki, WIKI.org. And you can also look it up in let's see, where else was this? You could also just look it up on regular, the search engine. Okay? So anyway, have a great day. I hope you've enjoyed it. Shay and Hotep. Goodbye.